Adam and Eve, the first man and woman, lived outside the Garden of Eden after being banished for disobedience. They began a family in the world beyond paradise, striving to build a life from the earth. Eve gave birth to their first son, Cain, and later to Abel. Cain grew to be a farmer, tilling the soil and cultivating crops, while Abel became a shepherd, tending to the flocks. Though their callings were different, both worked diligently, each contributing to their family and the world around them. As time passed, Cain and Abel brought offerings to the Lord. Cain, proud of his work as a farmer, presented some of the fruits of the soil as his offering. Abel, with a heart full of reverence, chose the finest portions from the firstborn of his flock. He selected his offering with care, giving the best of what he had as a sign of gratitude and devotion. When the brothers laid their offerings before the Lord, God looked with favor on Abel and his gift. Abel's pure heart and his willingness to give the best of his flock pleased the Lord. However, God did not look with favor on Cain and his offering. This rejection ignited a spark of anger and jealousy in Cain's heart. Cain's disappointment festered into resentment. He could not understand why his offering had been rejected, and he grew bitter toward his brother. God saw Cain's heart and spoke to him, offering both a warning and guidance. "Why are you angry?" God asked. "Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." Despite God's words, Cain allowed his anger to consume him. Instead of seeking to understand or amend his ways, he harbored bitterness against his brother. One day, Cain approached Abel and invited him to the fields. Abel, unsuspecting of his brother's intentions, went with him willingly. As they stood among the crops, Cain's anger boiled over. Overwhelmed by jealousy and rage, Cain attacked his brother and killed him. The ground, which Cain had once tilled with care, now soaked up the blood of his innocent brother. Cain stood over Abel's lifeless body, realizing the enormity of what he had done. Soon, the Lord spoke to Cain, confronting him with his actions. "Where is your brother Abel?" God asked. Cain, still defiant and unwilling to admit his guilt, responded, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" But God knew the truth. He said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood." God pronounced judgment on Cain, declaring that the ground would no longer yield its crops for him. He would become a restless wanderer on the earth, forever bearing the weight of his crime. Cain, realizing the severity of his punishment, cried out to the Lord, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." In his mercy, God placed a mark on Cain to protect him, declaring that anyone who harmed Cain would suffer vengeance 7 times over. Though banished and burdened with guilt, Cain was not abandoned completely. He left the presence of the Lord and went to live in the land of Nod, east of Eden. There, he began a new life, carrying the consequences of his actions as a reminder of the cost of sin and the grace of God's protection. The story of Cain and Abel is one of humanity's first lessons in the dangers of jealousy, anger, and unrepentance. It serves as a cautionary tale, showing the devastating effects of allowing sin to take root in the heart. It also reminds us of God's justice and mercy, calling us to live lives of righteousness, love, and humility. Even in judgment, God provides grace, offering a path toward redemption for those who seek Him.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more stories.